Hello, welcome to Kidlit Meet and Greet. This is April, and today I am speaking with Nicole Garnett. And Nicole has been a critique partner with me off and on for a couple of years, and I have really enjoyed watching your writing grow.
Thank
And
you. As you
you have a lot of exciting things going on, so I'm excited for this
do,
interview.
I?
So,
I hope so.
yeah. So welcome, Nicole.
Thank you so much for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see where to start. I am a mom first. I have twin 2-year-olds. They're almost three, thank goodness, because the toddler stage was not super exciting. Um, well, too exciting, I should say.
There you
And then
go.
a little boy in kindergarten as well. So boy, girl twins, and then a son that's just finishing up kindergarten. I'm also a wife to my husband, Matt, and I was a pre-K teacher for about 8 years. I have my degree in early childhood. So love of books started then, I guess. And then when my oldest was born, my husband started traveling with work and I ended up going part-time. And then once the twins were born, I was like, okay, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. So I
Mhm.
ended up staying home with them, and that's what I'm currently doing. I do tutor on the side, and work at our gym daycare center, actually. It's kind of fairly new, and get to bring them with me. So yeah, that's about it. And
Okay.
then of course, write, and then whenever I can in those little pockets of time.
Yeah, I don't know how people manage it with the little ones at home. I'm very impressed.
Wake up very early before them. Oh yeah, my oldest son was an amazing sleeper. He literally slept till like 8 a.m. till he was like 4.5. Like we had to wake him up all the time to like go to preschool and stuff. And now I have my twins, and one of them is a good sleep in there to like 7 because I'm a morning person, so I'm most productive in the morning.
Hmm.
So I like wake up between 5 and 6, and but I have my little Luca, and he just somehow loves to wake up around 5:30 with me, 6 o'clock. So it's like, buddy, this is my writing time, but I still try to fit it in. Yeah, when
Busy
you can,
times at
right?
your household, busy times.
Yeah,
I can so
yes,
relate. My
yes.
oldest was such a good sleeper, and then the next two came and they were not.
Hey, mom, I'm here. Let's go. It's
Hmm.
5:30. Why would I let you do what you need to do at 5 in the morning? I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always thought the worst was when they woke up extra early on the weekends.
Oh, yes, that too. They
Hmm.
do know that for some reason, obviously. Or when my husband's gone, it's just me. I'm like, oh, lovely. And then when he comes home, they sleep until like 7:30 the next day. I'm like,
He says, I don't
thank
know
you.
what you were talking about.
Right? Exactly. Good times.
Aw. Well,
Um,
Nicole, how did you come to set your sights on becoming a kidlit writer?
well, yes, I was a pre-K teacher, read a lot of books, obviously, during to the classroom. So I've always loved picture books. That's definitely been, I even remember in college, like in my early childhood classes, we got to like read picture books and then we'd like create activities that go along with them. And so
Hmm.
that was like one of my favorite classes. I loved doing that. And so, but I never thought like I would write my own. Well, ended up, like I said, staying home with my son, and then COVID hit. And I ended up deciding after some March, school shut down, and that fall, I was like, do I really want to go back to the classroom? And I heard about a online platform called OutSchool. That's where teachers can make their own classes and then teach them through Zoom to students around the world. And I was like, okay, that sounds pretty cool. So I signed up for that, started teaching, and I created these classes called you could teach anything you want. I mean, people taught like yo-yo to like math to like anything. Like it was just because not just because it had started before COVID, but it boomed in COVID because everyone was home and they needed things to do for their kids. So I started writing these classes called If I Had a Pet. And it was if I had a pet koala, if I had a pet elephant, if I had a pet cheetah, you name the wild animal, like that was my classes. They boomed for some reason. Like people loved them, the kids loved them. So I was like selling out these classes left and right. And this class, my favorite animal is a koala. And so my one of the favorites was if I had a pet koala, and the kids just loved it. I had like 5 or 6 students at a time, and we talked about pets and how we take care of pets, but what if you had a wild animal for a pet? And so the specific one, obviously, what if you had a koala? Well, koalas sleep all the time. What do you do with it? Blah, blah, blah. It was just like really fun and funny, and you got to talk with them and everything. It was only like a 25-minute class, but it was really enjoyable. And I thought to myself, this would make a really funny book. Like, if I had a pet koala and it slept all the time, like, what are you going to do with this thing? So I made it a book and I loved it. And the best part about it, of course, like we all, or many of us do, I should say, is I put it in rhyme. And so it was a rhyming picture book, my first one, of course. And I thought it was fantastic. I was like, this is great. And then I heard about Twitter and the writing community, and I was like, got on that and had some amazing people offer to critique it and everything. And this is so cute. This is adorable. But there's a thing called meter, and you have none. So I was like, wait, meter? Like, what's that? Yep, didn't know what that was when I wrote the story. So yeah, it was a cute story. I still love it to this day. It's still in rhyme. I've tried a few times to like rewrite it. It hasn't happened. But anyway, so that's how it started. I thought it was going to be like this amazing New York seller series of all these different animals for my classes and stuff. And I did. I wrote like if I had a pet shark and a few other ones, but again in rhyme with no meter. So one day maybe I'll rewrite them either with meter or not in rhyme. I haven't decided yet. So yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
How fun.
Hmm.
My kids would have liked that class.
Yeah, it was fun. And I mean, I've seen picture books like different differentiations of it. Like having an octopus or something. I think there's one like you take an octopus. If I had an octopus goes to school, so it needs to be a little bit more unique. I'm trying to figure out how to layer it maybe or something. But yeah, it is a fun story. I don't know. You think about having a wild animal as a pet, and like that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So, how long ago did you sign with your agent now? It's been a little while, it seems like.
yeah, October. So October 2023, I signed with her. Yep, that
Sweet.
was super exciting.
Can you tell everyone who your agent is and what do you like about working with this person?
Absolutely. Bethany Jett at Kyle Literary Agency. And she is just, favorite thing is hard to pick, but she is just the bubbliest, like happy. You talk to her and like your mood changes. Like being in publishing, obviously trying to get your books published, like it's
Yeah.
such a downer all the time. You're like, why? Why am I doing this to myself? Like we all have those days and she just brings you out of it. Like she's a very busy woman. We all are, but like when I need her, she is there for me. So it's like, Bethany, I have this idea or this vision, I'm changing this and that, and okay, let's talk about it. Talks to me on the phone about it, and she'll also tell me the truth about it. Like, actually, perfect example. I'm having this back and forth vision about my series that I'm working on right now, and I sent her three stories, one with this side of the vision, and then with this side of the vision. So technically six stories. And over the weekend, she read them and told me like her thoughts about it, but also like brought me up like this is really good. Like, like she just has a good balance of like, this isn't working, but like, this is awesome. And it just, I left like
Hmm.
that talk and I was like, oh, yes, thank you. I like needed that push. I needed that excitement. I needed her bubbly energy. Like, she's very good about that. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, she's fun.
If you could share one piece of advice with writers that are in the querying or submissions trenches, what would that be?
Okay, two things, but I think two of the questions are kind of similar. So, first thing I'd say, get a critique. Get a critique group. Get a critique group. Get eyes on your story. I hand up like I put that if I had a pet koala story, I queried that thing to too many people before anyone else had read it. Like I was I look back and I cannot believe that I sent that to as many agents as I did without no one else in the world reading it. Like, not even my husband,
Right.
nobody. I was a closeted writer. I didn't tell anybody what I was doing. And so the fact that I like sent that out with not one other set of eyes on it, like, just boggles my mind. And we all do it. Like, you think like you have this amazing thing. And I'm not saying there's anything bad about it. Like, there's really good parts and strong parts about that story, but like, the second I sent it to somebody else to read it, I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this like way earlier? Like just the little
Mhm.
things that they find that they see that they can change and help you with, help you grow as a writer was amazing. Like the fact that I ever thought I could do this journey on my own is insane. So find your people, find critique partners. And if you can't find a group that I know a lot of people we see on Twitter like have these really strong groups. Like I'm one of them. I love my group so much. Um, but it doesn't have to be that. If you can't find it right away, just ask for critiques. And I mean, that's how I started. Like some people,
Yep.
someone was just like offering them or doing the contest or whatever. Just find eyes, not just family and friends, because they're lovely, but they won't be able to do what people in this industry that read books every day, know what to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
absolutely.
You
Either
need the kidlit
paid
eyes.
critiques are great too. A lot of I've done a few of those and those are mind blowing as well because somebody's going to see something that you don't see or the four other people in your group don't see. Like just
Mhm.
eyes on your stories is huge, I think.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, early childhood educator, how did that inform your writing?
Um, sorry, I have my notes here. Um, So being in early childhood, I kind of touched on this with like my classes that I took in college and just being a teacher itself. Like I love, I know the stories that I feel like kids respond to and, that they enjoy. Like you get the reaction from your class, you get the reaction from your student or from your students, from your kids, whatever. But I was reading daily. Like I think as a teacher, I actually added more like story times than most. Like get in from recess, sit down for a story. Like, yes, this is, because it's such a good time for the kids to like I don't know, refuel but relax and that kind of thing. And I found stories like I could see their reactions to them. So I think like turn pages and stuff like really help me like understand what kids like want in that. Like when's it going to be a funny moment? When is it going to be a emotional moment and that kind of thing. It really taught me how to expand on stories. So that's one of my favorite things to do, like read a book, but have a extension activity with them. So I do that with like so many of mine. Like, okay, we read this book about a box. Let's go decorate a box, or let's go be imaginative with a box. Like, that's one of my favorite parts about picture books. Like, there's always extension activities that you can do, but most of them. So, I think
Yeah.
being an
You've
early
written a few
childhood
blog
educator.
posts like that.
Yes, I have started that, and that's kind of what I'm adding. So not so I do worksheets. I create worksheets that go along with the books, but I'm very into like hands-on activities too. So I don't know, puzzles or imagining role play and things like that. To get the kids rethinking about the story. It shouldn't just be dead at the end of the story. Like read the story, but like what else can come from it? Conversations, things like that. If it's a social emotional book, if it's a funny story, imaginative, like I think that's really important in these as well. Yeah.
Before my kidlit days, I was a corporate trainer. You're speaking to my corporate training heart.
Really?
I mean, I
Yay.
didn't do it for the kids, but for adults, you kind of
Did
apply
you?
that too.
Nice. I love that. Yeah. It helps it stick in their mind too. I mean, a kid,
Mhm.
they're going to remember stories that they love, but if there's an extension activity that goes with it, like they're going to go home and be like, Mom, I did this because we read this story or we played this
Mhm.
game because it went with the giraffe or I don't know. Like I feel like it just adds that
Yeah.
extra layer that kids seek constantly. It's not just,
Yeah.
yeah.
It kind of ensures that they make a connection and that
Yeah,
it's going to
absolutely. Yeah.
last.
Yeah.
So,
Love that.
Nicole, where do your ideas come from?
I think with everyone everyday life experiences. But one thing I've noticed, I kind of when I saw this question, I kind of like looked back at my stories. A lot of mine do come from contests. Like some of my favorite stories that I've written are from like Kidlet Vibe Stories and the holiday contest on Twitter and things like that. And I think it's because it pushes me out of like my comfort zone. Like I love writing about experiences, and one of my most emotional books is from a life experience that I had. That's on sub right now, but like it pushes me out of the comfort zone and the fact that like choose three words, they have to be in the story, and you have to have this what's it called theme or whatever. And my favorite story of all time that's also on sub right now is one from a holiday contest. Like I don't know if I ever would have written this story if it wasn't for that contest. Like it's amazing where your mind can go when people push you to like use this under this many words, and like it just grows from there. And I love that. And that's another thing, everybody. enter contests because it grows your writing a lot, I think.
Well, I need to do more contests.
Do
I'm
it.
always
Do
like,
it.
oh my gosh, it's just not, I'm busy right now.
Yeah. Well, I think so. Part of me, like, you do kind of get in a slump too. I'll be honest. Like, I don't have that many like wins on my belt, or I actually don't have any wins. I have two honorable mentions, I think. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But like, so one of my top stories that also has gone to pub board was an honorable mention. So it didn't win or anything. And that's like, that's the whole point. It's not the point. Another story like didn't even make top anything. And it's like actually probably the top five of my favorite stories because I just find it funny and whatever. So
Hmm.
I guess it just pushes you. You might win, you might not, but it's just you could have a gold mine under it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So I know you're writing picture books. Are there other genres that you consider writing?
No. Oh, I'm scared. Um, no, I have been thinking about this question more lately. So my son is 6, so he's in kindergarten now. So we're just not just like in the last like few months, like kindergarten, the picture book phase, and he's into graphic novels and chapter books. We're currently on book like 9 of the Good Guys series,
Yeah.
by Eric Blabely. So that's kind of piquing my interest. Like, could I write something like this, or could I turn one of my series books into like a chapter book or something like that? But I feel like I just need to read more. Like, I read so many picture books. Just as I was a pre-K teacher. Like, maybe if I was a second grade teacher and had to read these other books,
Right.
um, chapter and things like that, I might have been more interested. But like right now, like pre-K, 4 to 8 year olds is like my happy place. So
Your
I'll keep
happy
doing
place.
that. As my kids get older, it might shift, but right now, picture books only.
Do what you're good with.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Do you have any other creative outlets, interests, hobbies, anything else other than writing?
Creative outlets. No, not really. Like art with my kids. Like I like doing creative things like that, creating worksheets and activities, like I said, for other picture books. Because I'm a stay-at-home mom, I just feel like I need to let them do some of those activities that they'd be doing in schools and stuff like that. Um, Outlets for myself that aren't technically creative, like getting away from my kids, like and not getting away from them, but like break for me timer kind of thing. I love to run, go to the gym, that kind of stuff. Reading. I'm really trying to be a stronger, like more reading. Like I do listen to audiobooks and stuff, but like I'm on the Fourth Wing series right now, so I'm trying to take time by myself and read older books as well, adult books, not just picture
Yeah.
books all the time.
Yeah. Whenever I get on a self-care,
So that's, yeah, opening my mind up a little bit more too to other genres.
nice. Whenever I
But
get on a
sorry.
self-care kick, it's always I need to read more for me.
Yes, exactly. It's hard, especially in this, like you have like that 1 hour window maybe of a day or less than that. And it's like, okay, do I write? Do I critique? Do I run and read more picture books? Do I research this? Like, it's just, which one do you want to do? And I usually just always pick writing. Like, I feel like that's
Mhm.
what I try to do, but I also know I need to research more, read other books or those kind of things. So I'm trying to be better at that.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, right. Find the time, more time in the day.
So I have a guess as to what I think your next answer will be, but do you have any particular projects that you're really excited about right now?
I think you know. Yes, you do know. Yeah, I am super excited about my Christmas series right now. It's very much the books, the kind of picture books I love, like the humor, the puns, the kind of dark humor. Um, Not too far dark, but you know what I mean. Like it just
Yeah.
that's very much my personality. And when I write these manuscripts in this voice of about reindeer, a specific reindeer, like he just speaks to me. Like I feel like I just know him. Like we're just on cue together. And I literally laugh as I write some of these like words and lines, and I'm just like, I love this so much. Like, can someone else love it as much as me? But no, it's an exciting Christmas book series about a reindeer that wants his time in the spotlight over a very specific reindeer whose name you can't say. So, yes, the untold one.
The
So, yeah,
untold
it's
one.
fun.
I knew it. I knew it.
You know it. Yes.
What advice would you give to someone who's brand new to writing, just starting out?
Um, Besides the critique group, what did I write for this one? Contests. Oh, sorry, I already touched on that. I feel like I combined my last two answers. Writing contests and don't give up for sure. Actually, I can tell that
Yes.
story. So to get my when I got my agents, I've posted this on Twitter, but don't give up even if you don't want to. Like everybody needs a break sometimes. I have taken mental breaks. Like you do need that at times for sure in this industry. When you're getting no, 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 it's like it's hard. But if this is like your dream, if you want this, it's your passion, like don't give up. I got four no's in 1 week. And I remember telling my critique group, like, I mean, I had tears in my eyes. I was like,
Oh,
why am I doing this still? What am I doing this for? And the following Monday, I got an email saying, Nicole, I want to have a call with you like immediately. And I was like, what? Wait, no. That was Bethany. Um, and she had seen some put yourself out there too, actually, because that's a good point. I had posted a kind of like a pitch. It wasn't a pitch. I forget why I posted it, but something about I have a story about lockdowns in schools, and that's another one of my stories that's on sub because I went through a lockdown when I was a teacher, and she saw that I posted something about it on Twitter, and she's like, I saw you queried me a few months ago, but I'm not seeing your lockdown story in the query you sent me because she asked like for 3 to 4 manuscripts at a time. And that was the one story I left off of from her because I just didn't, I thought she was looking for like funny or something. And that's mostly what I write. So I don't know why I just like left that one off her query. And she, yeah, emailed me or sent me a DM actually, I think in Twitter and was like, I want to see this story. Like, why didn't I get it? And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah. So I sent it to her. And yeah, that day, same day, she was like, I want to, can we call? Can we talk? And I was like, okay. But yeah, just so don't give up because you never know when that call is going to happen. I know everybody says that, but you really don't. I was down in the
mhm.
dumps, four no's in 1 week, and I was like traditional no's, like nope, just not a fit, no, just not a fit, just not a fit. And I was like, what am I doing? And
Right.
then that Monday, bam, I had an agent offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Fantastic. I
Mhm.
remember when you shared that story on Twitter.
It was crazy. It was
It
wild.
was,
You never think it's going to be you because you read them and you're like, sure, that happens. And you're like, wait, what? It does happen. It does, I
yeah.
promise. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
Good
it
day.
does. I had a similar experience with the story that kind of won my agent over. Um, I received three responses to it in one weekend, and one was just, this would never sell. And then one was like, this is this is cool. I'd like to talk to you, or I'd like to see more. And one was like, oh, I'd like to talk, or I'd like to give you a call, you know? So I was
Just
like,
proves how,
oh,
and that was
okay.
all for the same story.
Yeah.
It literally just proves how subjective it is. Like for one
Hmm.
person, it's not for you, whatever, not going to sell. That's a little bit much, but okay. But then, yeah, for someone else to say, this is amazing. Like, why, yeah, this needs to be out there in the world right now. So it's very subjective.
It's an awful industry.
I know, right?
Like you said, why do we do this to ourselves?
We think that often, and yeah, being on sub isn't much easier. I'll tell everyone that. Like, yes, get your agent, you take the steps you need to, but it's a lot of waiting and a lot of passes and this as well. So I'm kind of going through that right now. I had 3 hard passes last week that were rough, but keep
Oh,
going.
I'm sorry, Nicole.
That's all right. We got more
So
out
I,
there.
so I
Yes.
have a very important question to ask you.
Okay.
What is up with you and the number 12?
Love this question. Ah, I know, I'm obsessed. Like my critique group like dies every 12th of the month. I'm like, happy 12. And everyone's like, you've been saying that for 2 years now. Cause I'm always like, something's good's gonna happen today. It's the 12th. And they're like, does it though? Does it happen? Like I always think I was gonna get my agent on the 12th and like sign my book deal on the 12th. It hasn't happened yet, but it will. And then 12 just passed and nothing happened, I'll tell you that. But the 12th. So it's just been a family number. My parents' anniversary is on August 12th. I was born on August 14th, which I think was like a mistake. I should have came 2 days early. But I was born on the 14th. Their anniversary is on the 12th. And then it was just my mom's number in sports. She was a big athlete growing up and she always was number 12. So I'm the youngest of three, and my brother was a 12, and then my sister was a 12. So I had to be the number 12 in soccer and all the sports that I played. And if I wasn't, I was very bitter about it. And then I met my husband. This is a funny story. So we met in Australia. He's from Australia. And when we started to get to know each other, and I was like, well, when's your birthday? Like, I remember being like, I don't even know how old you are after like a few weeks of like meeting and dating and stuff. And he's like, oh, my birthday's on November 12th. And I was like, you're the one, like, done. Like, thank you. Like, your birthday's on the 12th. Okay, we can do this. Um, yeah, he was from Australia, which at that time I probably didn't really think it was gonna happen because we lived on other sides of the world. But anyway, we're married and great now. But yes, he was born on the 12th, so yay. So really, it's just a family number, and we just always say like it's the good luck day. It's even number. I don't know. Even in 24, like I even get excited if it's like at the 24th or something like that because I'm like, okay, two 12s or something. I make it up because
Divisible
I'm
by
hoping
12. It's a
something good
good
will
day.
happen. Yeah, just a silly whatever number, lucky number thing.
Well,
But
I look forward to the 12th of every month because I feel like you always tweet about it. And
yes,
quite
and
often
so
you
I did.
offer
I did
something
start
cool.
the critique offers on the 12th, which I'm not gonna lie, I did miss this month. I didn't even like
I
I
noticed.
don't even know. I think my husband was gone that day. My kids were being kids, and I was like, I just can't add another one right now. I just did two critiques last month for it, and I just had finished those up, and I was like, I'm gonna take a little break this month. But yes, on the 12th, look for me. I will offer a critique and usually a GIF or GIF, GIF. I don't even know what you call it, but because I love those and any of those that
Yeah.
make me laugh, I usually do like a little theme and just pick a random one that, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I think
Give
that's
back
how
to the
you and I
writing community.
reconnected as critique partners was
That's
through
what,
one of
sorry?
those. I think that's how you and I reconnected as critique
That's
partners after
right.
about a year or so. We kind of
Yeah.
reconnected because you had one of those and I sent a GIF. I say GIF.
GIF. Okay. GIF,
I have no
GIF,
idea.
GIF.
We could ask my kids. I'm sure they'd be happy to correct us.
Oh, the teenagers would correct us. We
Oh,
might
for
have to, we might
sure.
have to edit this out now and we have to say it.
But yeah, I had put in a GIF of a stuffed animal, and you were like, "Oh, that's so cute." I'm working on a stuffed animal. I was like, "We need to exchange our little stuffy stories."
Yes, and we did. That's right. And I love that story of yours still so much. I just read it again. So good. So
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
We'll
it's
go.
making big changes. You might see it a third time. You never know.
I would love to. I can't wait to see where it goes. It's so exciting, April. Yay. Yeah, I think that's a huge part too. Like if you're in the writing community, like kind of give back when you can too, because like I
Yeah.
said, I was given so many people like changed my trajectory of writing that like that's why I started offering the 12 thing because I was like, I want to do it too. And it helps you grow as a writer. Like I know you critique a
Hmm.
lot. You have an amazing critique.
Thank you.
Partner, and like I think you just give great advice, and like when you read other people's stories, I feel like that helps me grow too. Like it's just,
For sure. I've
yeah.
solved so many of my own story problems when I think, oh, their character needs to develop in this way. And I think, I have a story and I have a character that needs to
Mine does
develop in a way like
too,
that. How did I not see that before?
right? Little things that you don't see in your own and you see it in someone else's writing and you're like, yeah. So that's been really fun actually. I do really enjoy that
I do
every
too.
12th of the month.
Yeah.
Most 12ths, I should say.
All right. I think I know the answers to the next question. Maybe. If you could be any animal, what animal would you choose?
This is funny. Not a koala.
Come on, Nicole.
Okay, so at this stage in life, koala, all-time favorite animal. I always loved them even before I lived in Australia. Just obviously super adorable. It's not a koala bear, just so you know. It's a koala. They're marsupials. Love them to death, but they do sleep like 20 hours a day. And while I love my sleep, I'm a person that's like in bed by 8:39 every night. I'm like I'm a doer too. Like I like to move and get things done. And like, so I don't want to sleep 20 hours a day. At some days I do. But so the actual animal I chose was an octopus. I am fascinated by octopus. I think it'd be amazing to have 8 arms. I could get so much more done, or 8 legs, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
They can camouflage, so they can like sneak into places. They fit in all these little crevices and stuff. Like I just think they're fascinating and so cool. And I've always been fascinated with the ocean as well. So octopus is actually my answer.
Well, it was surprising, but I approve.
Yes. If a koala, I don't know. Maybe if they didn't sleep so much, maybe. And they have to eat the same thing every day. Actually, that was another reason. They eat eucalyptus 99% of their diet. And I'm like, I don't want to eat leaves all day for,
Now, see, you turn that into goulash, and I could do that.
there you go. Like I need some pasta and I need some meat and other things. So
Hmm.
love koalas, but I wouldn't want to be one, I guess. I don't know.
Well, Nicole, can you tell everyone where they're most likely to find you online these days?
Yes, Twitter for sure. I'm most active or X on Twitter and X at Garnett, my last name underscore Nicole. And I am on Instagram. I'm trying to be better about posting more on there. It's just hard to keep up with everything.
It is.
So if I like post something on Twitter, I try to like post it on Instagram or something. And also trying to figure out like what part of my life I want to share on Instagram and stuff, like just family, kids. Like I do a lot of activities with my kids, so I like would love to like add more of that to Instagram, but just the time to like film it and edit it and the reels and all that. I'm
Right.
like, you're doing my head in. So mostly Twitter, but Instagram, I am teacher to author because that's my goal, teacher to author.
Yep. It's a good goal to have.
I hope
And
so.
you have a website too, right?
Oh yes, I forgot about that. That's where I do my my goodness. Thank you, April.
You're welcome.
www.nicolegarnett.com, and that is where I will post updates about like my publishing journey when I can, and obviously to get to know me more. But I have started a monthly blog where I choose 2 picture books that have already been published, like on Amazon, and I create 3 to 4 worksheets that go along with those picture books and then a hands-on activity that can go with it as well. So I've done some really fun ones for like the writing community. I have one coming up that should be published next or published, yeah, posted next week. That I think some people are going to be really excited about. May or may not have just been on Storytime Sprint. So I just got it in
Ooh.
book mail yesterday. So I'm excited to post those activities and everything.
Oh, that is exciting. I love those posts.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
Nicole, it was a delight having this conversation, a nice little chat between us.
Yes, absolutely.
Um,
Thank you so much.
yeah, and thank you.
All
And
right.
for all of our viewers, go check out her website, go see her on Twitter. And
Yeah.
thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Goodbye,
April.
everyone.
Bye.